Hi everyone, today we're going to be playing a little blue-white-red Geist, but we're going to try out some new cards. My two-man match has already started, so I'm just going to touch on them briefly. We swapped out one of the Electrolyzes for a dig through time. We want to give that a try. And then in the sideboard, a channel viewer by the name of Randall Stevens recommended Hallow against Mono Red Burn. I've been running into a lot of Mono Red Burn lately, and yesterday played in a daily event and actually played against Burn twice and lost, so that was unfortunate. And I just felt like, man, I'm tired of playing so much Burn lately on Moto. It's the third most played deck, and you know, with the additions of things like Eidolon of the Great Levels, it's actually a lot better, I think, than it used to be. So I don't know if we'd actually really run 3. I just kind of hope we run into Burn so that I can give this a try. Basically what this spell does is prevent all damage that a target spell would deal. So that means that when they play a Vexing Devil, when it's on the stack, you can cast Hallow on it, and even when you choose to destroy Vexing Devil, since it would deal 4 damage to you, instead you gain 4 life. So that's pretty sweet. It also stops Anger of the Gods and Pyroclasm. That's kind of a side benefit, but anyway, we're going to give these few changes a try. So let's go check out our match here. Let's see. Pull this down. Trying a couple new things with the layout as well. Have some notes here, where that way when we need to write down things like, you know, what we see with Vendilion Clique, everybody can see it. And then I thought that you guys might appreciate having the game log here in a window as well. Okay, so we won the die roll. We're gonna play. Let's take a look at our opening hand. This is keepable. We have an island, a Hallowed Fountain, and with the Flooded Strand, we can get a Steam Vents. So that'll make sure that we have double blue with the Steam Vents for something like Vendilion Clique. We'll still need to pick up another red source if we draw a Thundermaw Hellkite, but there's no reason not to keep this hand. So we're gonna keep. Opponent's probably going to take a minute since he was sitting there waiting. Since we're on the play, I think we're actually probably going to... I think we're probably going to lead with Hallowed Fountain. We don't have a burn spell, and I really don't think we're going to need our Path to Exile. Maybe we'll just lead with the Flooded Strand to get a Steam Vents and play a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Well, I hate to make you guys wait with me here. I'm using a different software that I've used in the past to record things, and currently there's not an easy way to just pause recording. Otherwise I would just pause and then pick it back up when our opponent arrived. Waiting. So I went to Pro Tour Honolulu this last weekend. That was pretty awesome. I got a, might as well show you while we're waiting. I got a Pro Tour Cons of Tarkir playmat that I got signed by a bunch of pros. We got Brian Kibler, David Ochoa, Tom Martell, Paul Cheon, Josh Utter-Layton, Nathan Holt, Connolly Woods, John Finkel, LSV, Melissa DeTore, Frank Lepore. Pretty sweet. Looks like our opponent is actually just mulliganing a lot. deciding whether, I think they kept either 4 or 5. They kept 5. So let's get this started here. What do we say we're going to do? We're going to lead with Flooded Strand and plan to get a Steam Vents. I guess another option is we could play a tapped Hallowed Fountain and maybe we would draw a red source, but so Temple Guard makes me think that we're playing against Birthing Pod. They didn't have a turn 1 play, which is obviously good for us. If we draw Remand, we'll play the island. We didn't. There's our Thundermaw Hellkite that we mentioned a moment ago. So at 2 mana, their possible plays are Voice of Resurgence. If they play a Voice of Resurgence, we're not going to path it on our turn anyway, or on their turn, because it'll make a token. They could also... that's probably going to... If it is Pod, that's probably what their play is going to be. So we'll play this tap and ship the turn. They may also play like a Wall of Roots or something like that. I think a Wall of Roots is 2. Still do need to draw a way to get another red source, but I feel like the deck will deliver. Okay, I have actually seen... I think we're just playing against, what's the... I think there's a version of the Bant Hexproof deck that runs those guys. I could be mistaken. I know I've seen that creature before. So we're probably looking at like a race situation here. Likely being the case, what we'll do after this, like at the end of this turn, we're going to fire off our Lightning Helix. I'd almost rather... I would rather fire off, I think he double clicked and forgot to, I'm not sure what he decided not to attack. I am going to kill the core Spirit Dancer. That just gives him kind of too good of a way to fuel up his hand. Since we're not playing Spell Snare in this deck list, I think that probably makes the Bant Hexproof match a little more difficult. We really want to land. We want to. Yeah, that's great. What we'll probably get here is we can probably afford to just get a mountain. We have a white source, and we do not have a double white spell in our main deck. We do have. Actually, we don't have a double. You don't have a double white source in sideboard right now either. I was thinking of Pulse the Fields. I'm going to guess that he's going to enchant here and probably make it too big for us to effectively block, but maybe not. The one spell that we really don't want to see is the Helmet. I can't even think of what the word for that is right now. Coronet, something like that. Daybreak Coronet, because that'll give him lifelink and make it really difficult for us to kill him. But hopefully we're able to effectively block here. Suppose he's playing. It looks like we're going to get pathed. That's unfortunate, but that does give us another land to play our Thundermaw Hellkite, and maybe we can get there. So I guess we have a decision. The decision being we can try to set up a block here again. He didn't play another enchantment. I don't exactly know how many they run on their list, so I'm going to assume that that is the better line. I mean, even if he plays like another Rancor, he has to get it over 3 toughness. So let's see if that was a good or bad decision. He played a land, that's probably what he drew. Not sure if he's putting us on 2 Restoration Angels, but that is what we're going to do. So the plan now, I mean, if he plays a creature, we're probably not going to be able to shoot it anyway. We're going to bolt him and untap, play the dragon, and attack. All right. Okay, so in this matchup, Engineered Explosives can be good. We're not running an Anger of the Gods right now. Engineered Explosives is good because a lot of his guys are 1 converted mana cost. In addition to a lot of his enchantments, or maybe they're 2, I can't remember, but we'll be able to put Engineered Explosives on something good. I think Batterskull is okay because that gives us the opportunity to potentially make our guy big enough. Hallow is obviously just does nothing. Wear Tear gives us the ability to interact with enchantments, so we want that. As far as what's not good, I don't hate the remands because the only way we're going to beat him is to kill him before he kills us. We really can't interact with him that well, and the remands do give us the option to you know, kind of slow him down. However, most of his stuff is pretty cheap, so they get bad. I don't think that they I don't know if they're what we want to keep, but definitely our paths are really bad. They don't kill anything, and they don't deal damage to the face. So I'm kind of okay with this. I'm almost tempted to bring in an Aven Mindcensor over something like Keranos, just because I think it is faster, and maybe we can get him on a land fetch. But honestly, by the time he's at 3 lands and he's on the play, by the time we have a chance, I think he's probably already going to have his mana in play to do what he wants. So let's take this. You know, we could actually potentially, I don't know if this is correct, we could keep some remands and bring in some counterfluxes, but you know, if he just starts with creature, untap, Daybreak Coronet, then we're probably just going to lose anyway. So maybe these counterfluxes don't really I mean, I guess it's possible he could play one later, and at least it has the potential to be a solid answer to something like Daybreak Coronet where Remand just isn't, so we'll give this a shot. But it is a little slow. You know, I'm really kind of, I haven't been a big fan of these kind of hands, the island into, you know, we can get either a Sacred Foundry, which means we can't cast Lightning Helix, but we have the potential to cast Geist. We are on the draw, so I mean, we could risk it, but you know what? Let's just take a little bit of a gamble. We're gonna get, I guess, we're gonna have the option to draw 2 cards before we need this, and it has a Geist, which is our best way to race him. So we're gonna keep. We're gonna play a land, and we're gonna play the fetch lane, and we're not going to fetch. If he kept, I was gonna say if he kept, I'm sure it's because he has a creature. Land. Okay, so actually we're not doing bad after all. We're gonna play Arid Mesa, and we're gonna get a Sacred. Are we gonna get a Sacred Foundry? No, I think we'll. Doesn't really matter. We may use, you know, hopefully he attacks with one of these creatures, just swinging with them both, because we're going to use Snapcaster Mage as an Ambush Viper. So back to what I was saying, I don't really think this matters. If we get we're never going to need triple blue in this deck, so maybe we just get the Sacred Foundry. I guess that's just, that will be my logic. We'll get Sacred Foundry. We're going to untap and play an island. We're probably just going to need to shock ourselves with Hallowed Fountain anyway. But if we play an island and then we draw a basic land, then that could be good. We want to use that on Daybreak Coronet. We want to try our best to ignore any other enchantments where possible and just kill Daybreak Coronet. I mean, obviously the Umbras are annoying, but we don't have a solid way to, you know, wipe the board anyway. So again, life gain is the primary issue. Green, that is likely the Coronet, but he does have double white up, so he could play it here. Green, that's going to be Rancor. Now, if he swings with this guy, that's great. Now, he could just have another path to exile, but we have the opportunity here to this doesn't have first strike, does it? No. To kill his suited up creature, so we're going to take it. Reach. Oh, it cannot be blocked except by creatures with flying. Well, that's good to know. So we're going to kill one of his guys. We might have probably been better to. It might have been better to save the Snapcaster Mage for. Let's see. Here we can just get a red source. It might have been better to save the Snapcaster Mage so that we can flash back Tear, but that's what you get when you don't always read the details of the cards. So hopefully he does not untap and play Daybreak Coronet. Even if he does, I still think I'm fine with this. We have a Helix to gain a little bit of life, and we can tear it after he swings. He'll gain life, but so there is the Daybreak Coronet. He's gonna gain a ton of life actually. Forgot how strong that thing was. So this makes it still has 4 power. We're at 6. We do not likely. See, if we attack, he's going to gain more life. I think we just pass, and then beginning of combat, we tear Daybreak Coronet. That way he does not keep the doesn't keep vigilance, and we can swing back. The better play there might have been to not resolve Geist, but I mean, we'd be at 9. He would obviously not be at 25. We'd still have to get our threat deployed at some point. I mean, like I said, the only way we win this game is with Geist. So he's trying to find another enchantment, drawing some cards. Still don't think that's going to quite get it. I think we're going to be at 5. So here we want to tear that. So that can be blocked by creatures with flying. We're going to swing back and attempt to block with our Restoration Angel. I've not seen Dig Through Time yet. Let's see, at this point, if we did have a Dig Through Time, it would cost us 4, so in theory we could cast it, but we wouldn't want to cast it anyway right now. We need to cast our Restoration Angel. That is unfortunate. Eight, 6, yeah, we're just dead. Even if we block, we're going to take 4. It has trample, so we'll concede here. So I think I'm still fine with that configuration. Where we were just now was an example like where Counterflux might have been okay. We could have countered that. Granted, in that situation, we just would have died because we wouldn't have been able to deploy our blocker, but I think I'm okay to keep Counterflux in. Keranos is probably honestly not very good in this match. We get to send his damage to the face, but by that time it's already too late. But I don't, I really can't think of what else we really want to bring in. I mean, maybe an Aven Mindcensor. I mean, honestly, maybe just Remand is better. Another Remand. We'll submit this. We'll play first. My gut says that this hand probably can't get there. I think, let's see, we play Celestial Colonnade. I don't see a way to interact with him at all early. I think we need to mulligan. Like, it's too slow. We have 2 points. We have 6 damage worth of burn, but yeah, I want to mulligan. This hand might not be terrible if this was another colored land, because we would likely get an opportunity to remand his first his first enchantment, and then maybe draw another land and have Counterflux up. But as it stands, we're gonna go land, untap. We're gonna go land, fetch, or maybe in this case not fetch, untap, and then we're going to have Moorland Haunt, which means we're not going to have, there's no way to have Counterflux up. God, I really don't want to mulligan again, but I don't think we can I mean, we could keep this, but it feels bad. Okay, so this has a wear tear in it. So already I actually kind of like this better. So we're going to play our Colonnade. He'll play a land and play a guy, most likely. And what I kind of hope happens is that he then untaps and plays a Daybreak Coronet, and we get a chance to tear it. So let's see what happens. We also do have the potential Ambush Viper play. We'll just see what he does. We're going to go land, tap land. He's going to go land, guy. We're going to untap, see what we draw, and we'll get an opportunity to see what he plays. I wouldn't even mind drawing a Remand. So he should go land, guy. Yep. Because a Remand will let us stop whatever he plays next. Yeah, so we're just going to, let's see. We're just going to play the Moorland Haunt because the Moorland Haunt lets us Snapcaster Mage, and it also lets us tear, depending upon what he plays. We may have to take some damage next turn to play Geist, but we'll see. Okay, so he plays a land, maybe, yes. Fetches. Hopefully he gets a white source and Daybreak Coronets, and we blow it up. Well, we're definitely going to attempt to ambush here. I mean, clearly we have a choice. Do we take 3 so that we, I mean, we don't have to take 3, actually. We could just get a, in this case, I guess we could just get a, we could get a Plains or an Island and save ourselves 2 life points. But not sure that we'll draw into it. We don't have any red spells to cast. There's also the possibility. I think we just pass. I think we try to avoid. You know, we have a tear and a Snapcaster Mage, so I think we just play the. We're on the plane where we can interact with them. Unfortunately, we don't have a burn spell, so he's going to start drawing cards off this Core Spirit Dancer. But there's really not a lot we can do about that anyway. I'm going to fetch. I'm going to get a Steam Vents. I think that's fine, right? Yeah. I was going to say I really would like to be able to. I'm tempted to wear. You know, maybe we'll get lucky. We'll draw a land. And then we can play Geist and still keep up where maybe we shouldn't have fetched. We'll see. Land would be good. Okay. Ah, it's a red land. That means we cannot actually play Geist and keep up a tear. Again, we're really just worried about, he's drawn 2 cards, 3 if you count his draft step. We're really worried about him playing, you know, we do have a blocker, so we're not going to take as much damage this turn. I guess we'll pass. That the Daybreak Coronet is, I mean, we lose the game if we don't race him. But we really want to kill Daybreak Coronet if at all possible. So I feel like that was the right play. I wish we had another white source. If we did, we could actually go tear Snapcaster Mage, tear the first strike Umbra, and then kill this Slippery Boggle. But we can't do that, and we can't block with a Moorland Haunt. Does he have first strike vigilance? Yeah, he's got trample. So we're just gonna kill this thing. And take a good amount. But maybe we can set that up next turn. We'll see what he plays. Maybe we can go Snapcaster Mage, kill the Hyena Umbra, block with Snapcaster Mage, kill this guy. That is our plan. So Snapcaster Mage with Sulfur Falls and Moorland Haunt. He's already drawn a ton of cards off this thing. I'm gonna kill it. I can't think of a reason to leave up the red right now. He's not gonna play an artifact, so yeah, I'm fine with that. And then we'll pass back. Another Core Spirit Dancer. I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, we're still going to kill it at the beginning of combat, but man, this thing's getting quite loaded up. Yeah. Ugh. I mean, we're still going to kill the Daybreak Coronet. This is why maybe sometimes it's... I mean, if they have the Daybreak Coronet, then they have the Daybreak Coronet. We're not playing Spell Snare. Even if we had played Geist, if we had played this differently, we can't race the Daybreak Coronet. We just can't do it. So, beginning of combat, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it now so that he does not get the benefit of Vigilance. Trying to decide if we're going to block. It's going to go down to 6, so we're going to take 5. So if we block, we take 5 and go to 9. I guess maybe a Engineered Explosives could help us out a lot here, but I think the creature, all the enchantments will get destroyed, but the Totem Armor ability would still trigger. I mean, I guess we block. It's 1 point of damage, but we're not. He's at 13. We're not going to get a whole lot of damage in with Snapcaster Mage. We have like, well, let's see. If we attack, he has a blocker. we put him to, let's say he doesn't block, we put him to 11. I don't know. I feel like if we're going to have any hope of winning the game, I'd rather have the potential to deal him 2 additional points of damage rather than save just 1 point of damage. He's at 3. I think it's probably it's probably unlikely that he doesn't have another enchantment. I think if we play our Geist and attack, then he'll probably play a Rancor and just kill us. So maybe we just play Geist and pass. I don't think we're making it through this regardless. Notes. Sent fun. We'll remember this for later. That's our note. And we'll pass. So here come a bunch of enchantments and we die. And we die. Totally dead. Gross. Alright, well that wasn't Burn. It was Bogles, and it's a terrible matchup for us. My plan right now of Bogles is to just really hope I don't play it. So let's get another game in. I'll see you guys in a moment.